Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for the Geminis for the month of October, including late September 2023. So welcome, Gemini. We are in the sign of Libra, which is your cousin sign, an air sign. So you are in your 5th house, which is the house of fun and creativity. So it's a good time house to be in. There could be news of a pregnancy, or there could be a birth. Could be just creativity, the way you look at things, the way you do things, but with a bit of fun injected into it, which you're good at, the Gemini, as well as other things. But yeah, just remember, this is a very light-hearted house, so it's about just sort of being creative about whatever comes around and what you do. So let's get on with that. And your energy is the Judgment card. So you have a second chance. You have you have just paid off a karmic debt. Now, a karmic debt's like any sort of bill or something that you get, that you know, once you've paid it, it's like a relief, done and dusted. I can move on. You know, the burden has been lifted. But the karmic debt it's either with people, usually with people. So when situations don't go the way you want, or whether there's a fallout, etc., it's about reaping what you sow. So being responsible for what your part in it was, serving out the karma, and then sort of getting a clean slate. So that's karmic debt, and that is Judgment. So that's big on the agenda for you this 4 weeks, Judgment. Where you are right now, Gemini, the Empress, abundance, could be a pregnancy, as I suggested before. It may be around you or with you yourselves, whoever, wherever it's applicable. So beautiful card though, but it talks, if it's not about pregnancy or something like that, motherhood, it is about the mother primarily, and the abundance. So it's about things going really well for you, but they're well deserved. I mean, you've worked for them. It wasn't just sort of delivered to you like, you know, oh, here you go, you can have this for free. It's something that you have worked for. So it's a really nice card to start with. So let's have a look. What has influenced this beautiful Empress card? This is number 3 numerologically, so it's about expansion and growth, physical and mental. Okay, so the influencer card is the Queen of Cups. So it's about receptivity as well. Very female energy coming in this month, Gemini. Once again, the Queen of Cups is highly intuitive, but her main theme is that she sort of sends the message that it's about being a receiver, it's not an action card, it's what you receive. It's sitting there, it's probably not doing anything, it's just listening and being silent and sort of letting everything sort of filter down until you understand what's going on emotionally around you. It's a process. This may be a female or very much female energy in your life who you probably may not have heard from, but they're still processing whatever's gone on more of a kind of spiritual level as well. Okay, so that's going to be influencing the rest of the cards for this story, for this 4 weeks. Okay, let's see what was going on August, September time. Wow, you had the Magician. So two big cards, Empress, Magician. So that is potential and risk. That is knowing the fact that whatever it is you want to, your next project, whatever that may be, is coming from a higher power than you. It's sort of the energy comes through you. It doesn't come from you. But it's about preparing for this, whatever this new episode or journey is. It's about 50% of your potential, but then there's also 50% of risk. And we learn that along the way, that nothing ever flies just completely 100%. As if it did, we wouldn't learn a thing. Okay, so the Magician, and he's really powerful. He's a spirit messenger, as they call him. So it's sort of being very aware of what's going on many levels around you, rather than you. Gemini are very mental, communicative types. But this is asking you, as is the Queen of Cups, to sort of really go within and listen to what your inner or your gut tells you to do. But knowing that there will be potential and risk as well. They go hand in hand. There's no such thing as a clear, free run. Recent influences. King of Wands. King of Wands is the very much male energy coming in, maybe moving, maybe you're planning on travelling somewhere, or someone's coming to visit you. Very sort of influential type of person as well, that inspires as he comes in. You don't see him very often, but when you do, he comes in and he feels as full of inspiration. Oh yes, I want to be more like him. I've got to get things happening. It's all about action and movement, this card. Very much about leadership as well, taking the helm and just going, okay, this is how it's going to be done. And using that energy. It might be a great friend. It might, whoever this King of Wands is, you'll know who it is just by the way they are in life. They come, they go, they're here, they're there. They're never around for long, but they leave us with long-lasting impressions because they're movers and shakers. They're not meant to be around for the whole time. Nice card though, and it could be you, in fact, going somewhere, travelling as well, and that's where a lot of people that love to travel get their inspiration, because they like to go to a completely different destination and just get inspired by what's going on there rather than the same old place time and time again. Let us look at the lesson you'll be learning. Ten of Pentacles, so things should be very stable for you. Always be, happy about stability. A lot of us spend a lot of time trying to get that stability just right, and it's sometimes can be very elusive. But once you've got that stability, keep it and make sure that you keep stoking it up and feeding it and making sure it stays like that, which can sometimes be difficult. Especially if you're going to do a new project, you think, oh yeah, I've got the money, but yeah, what if I lose some? What if it's a bad... But that's what you've got to be really mindful of, and trust your gut with whatever this is, because you've got that stability there, Gemini, so there should be no reason that you don't take the risk, because you know full well, you people, that risks are part and parcel of life. Win or lose. Let's have a look at near future. Four of Wands, happy home card, being at home, being sort of very consolidated in everything you're doing. Once again, it's a wand, so it's an action card, moving forward, positive stuff happening, just feeling quite good about where you're at, whether that's just around your home or just feeling consolidated within yourself. I know you guys have had a bit of a run this last couple of months. And this is a good indicator to say things are really consolidating now. You've reached a point where you can sort of really launch into what you're going to be doing. Okay, let's see what's happening that you're not realising. Oh, the Strength card. This is the Father card, I call it too. So it's very much a card of, it's the card for the Leos. It's a major card, and so it's major work. It's something that you have to grapple with. These big cards are. So Strength is like, it's being learning self-awareness and how your actions reflect on others, or how others apprehend your actions, how you've behaved, how that affects others. And it's also about your own sort of, usually the negative things that we don't like about ourselves, like our anger, and sort of really trying to find a source of where that anger comes from. Often it doesn't raise its head, but when it does, we all kind of go, oh my God, where did that come from? I didn't even realise I had such an charged emotion about that particular thing. So the Strength card is all about learning to tame the beast. As you see, she's tamed that lion, which is a big deal. So whatever it is going on, this is what you're actually learning. How to tame the beast within. And we all get it, and it's not easy, but we have to do it. Let's see how others see you. Six of Swords. So yeah, we've had a bit of turbulence. You have had indeed turbulence, especially in the mental areas, in the mind, communication. This card represents that turbulence has sort of come to a bit of a halt. So you're cruising now. You've sort of gotten through the storm. The storm is behind you. So now you're in the clear. So smooth sailing for a while. But as long as, you know, the key points of this reading are big. The big cards are the big work. But once you conquer these fears, that smooth sailing will be longer than you expected. So nice card actually, especially if you have been having a bit of a turbulent time. Now it's the time to just sit back and cruise, put your feet up and go, yeah, all good. I'll just sort of follow what I need to follow for the next couple of weeks and see how we end up. Positive feelings. The Hermit. So yeah, it probably serves you right at the moment, and the best server for you is to just remain a bit detached from things. Don't get too involved in what's going on around with other people, particularly. The Hermit is very wise. He can be very wise. So, you know, if you want to attain that wisdom, sometimes we've got to sort of annex ourselves off from the rest, or, you know, just work on ourselves a bit more rather than worrying about what they're doing or where they're going. You're going to go out with them, or you're not going to stay home. But this is very much a card, you know, major card once again of saying you just need to sit apart from everything and don't get involved in other people's dramas at all for this next 4 weeks. It won't serve you well. It's time for you to just do your own stuff rather than worrying about their dramas or their stuff, because they have to figure that out as you have to figure out your path as well for the next 4 weeks. Really nice reading though, Gemini, especially after, you know, it's been a tricky couple of months for everybody actually, by the way. Okay, let's have a look at the outcome. And you have the Queen of Wands, so you have that beautiful Queen of Wands. She's very energetic. She's a fire sign. It's a fire sign female energy. She comes in, she says what she thinks. She's very direct, to a point sometimes where you can think, oh my God, you know, she's a bit over the top, but she gets stuff done. She's on the move, very creative as well with stuff, can be very abrasive and come across as quite arrogant maybe, but that's just her way of stating what's going on around. So that energy comes in right at the end of this 4 weeks, this female strong energy. You may need her to, I don't know, guide you through whatever, or she may just come in as a person that's going to sort of help you in some kind of way, or influence, I would say. Good fun, as well as being sort of quite forceful and a force to be reckoned with. Okay, so let's have a look at which card we're going to place the clarifier on from the Wisdom of Avalon card. So your clarifier, I think we will put it on the Queen of Wands, because we want to see what she's going to, what havoc she might wreak. Or it may be somebody, it may be a part of yourself that needs to come out, being a bit more decisive, a bit more action, not living in your Gemini head for too long. Okay, let's have a look what the clarifier is for her. Sorry, they were stuck together. So we have love. Ooh. So love is number 45. Let's see what the love, so it's a marker. So this is quite important to listen to them. This marker reminds you to show kindness and compassion to all whom you meet on the path, be it a beggar on a street corner, a co-worker, family member, or an animal, or a plant whose leaves need pruning. This marker also Ask you to shift perception from yourself as a solitary person on the earth to one who's part of a living system. Love is what made you, so keep it flowing. Remember to receive love as well. Ask yourself, am I blocking love? This marker reminds you that you're as connected to life, to all of life, as it is to you, and that you're responsible to be the steward of the love of the God and Goddess. Love is without conditions. It is respectful, mindful, sees all life as sacred, and acts in accordance. Love reminds you that this very planet is a living being. Love is the essence of the divine in you, and it sees the divine in others. This is time to see through the eyes of love and always ask before you act. What would love do? The answer will always bring you extraordinary power. This marker is a very fortunate and transformative omen. Thank you for listening, Gemini. Have a great 4 weeks.